Cam, I guess starting with you, I just wonder, it's been a while since you guys have faced adversity as far as a loss. I just wonder, you obviously learned a lot from some of the early season struggles. What did you guys learn from losing the other night that you think might help you now going forward?
We just got to continue to put two halves together. I don't think we were satisfied with the way we started out each half, and that's giving up points and trading baskets. So that's something that we reverted back to in that game, and it eventually bit us in the butt.
That seems like something, like you said, that you guys have struggled with that at times this season, slow starts to halves. You've done a good job of adjusting, switching during games and figuring some things out. But why do you think that's been the case for a team that's as prepared as you guys have been for the most part? Why haven't the starts been there?
I think we're just trying to fill the game out, and as it comes, we kind of get a grasp on it. And coach has been saying it in practice. We can't keep doing that, or it's gonna come get us. And it did that night.
I guess the way you guys have responded to games or losses this year, is it different from in years past? Do you guys feel like in the locker room you handle losses maybe better or in a different way than in years past?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a voice on the team. As soon as, we came back and coach got done talking, everybody, was chiming in. Reasons why, we lost, it wasn't because of the last shot. It was because of, stresses leading up to that point, and we knew that already. But just to hear, everybody, chime in is something that we definitely didn't have before. Before it was just like a closed locker room. Everybody, was to themselves. But this year we got a lot of, older guys, and the younger guys, step up and voice their opinions too, and that's always good for us.
Musa, what has this stretch been like for you? You're contributing a lot on defense. You've struggled with your shot. What has the message been from coaches, veterans on this team that keeps your confidence up?
I mean, just what you basically said. They just say, keep playing as hard as you can and stay confident on both sides of the floor.
Musa, you're obviously recruited by Ohio State and recruited by Indiana. To see both those schools go through coaching changes there basically during your senior year, I guess your junior year, what was that like for you to see those programs go through coaching changes and to be so close to Indiana?
I mean, it just shows you how college basketball is such a business. You don't really know that. You hear about a lot of college coaches changes, but once you make relationships with those coaches and then you see all of them switch spots, it's kind of opens your eyes. Not everything is as solid as it seems to be.
What was it like specifically at Indiana? I mean, being so close to the school for you, what was it like to be there when they went through a coaching change?
I mean, it pretty much was the same as any other school that had a coaching change. I didn't really have attachment more than any other schools.
Maybe it was a bigger deal there, I wonder, just like in the community and stuff.
Oh yeah, everybody was talking about that, and I just try to zone all of that out and just focus on myself.
Cam, we obviously talked before the season about you maybe playing some point guard and doing some things, and we've seen you do some different stuff this year. I know on the broadcast the other night they talked about you doing the faking your three and taking the jumpers and whatnot. Just what about your game has changed this year? What have you worked on specifically, and how do you feel like you've grown as a player?
Just trying to be, more well-rounded. Not just predicated, my offense, getting a couple boards here and there, being more locked in on defense. And I think with the coaching change, that's the standard that they've held me to ever since they got here. They just let me know, we need you to be, consistent, presence on defense or you're not going to play. And that's something that I had to learn, earlier in the season because I was struggling on the defensive end. But now I feel like I've obviously, figured everything out, but I have a better grasp on, what he wants on the defensive end. So I think that's the area where I think I've made the most progress, just grasping what he's asking for me and for all of us, where I'm supposed to be and stuff like that. And I think it's helped, my offense tremendously.
And obviously you still have games to be played and whatnot, but are you happy with your year individually? I mean, obviously your last year here and whatnot, how it's gone for you.
Oh yeah, of course. I never, I didn't really picture us going out, the way that we're playing right now, and it's unbelievable. I kind of, dreamed about it, over the summer, just go out, just play the best as you can, as a team. Being one of the top teams in the Big Ten, that's just a great way to go out, and for us just to keep it consistent, that would be like a dream come true after everything that we've, endured these past couple years.
Musa, did you grow up an Indiana fan?
I mean, I've always watched it, but I was never like ride or die Hoosier like most of my friends were. I went to my first men's basketball game as a recruit.
How did you avoid becoming a ride or die Hoosier living in Bloomington?
I just think it was just the way I was raised. I don't know. That's just how it was.
Did you have any sense, though, of some kind of rivalry between Indiana and Ohio State when it came to basketball? And if so, just what's it like for you to be a kid from Bloomington with both programs now have different head coaches, and I think there's an anticipation that they're both building their programs up, and you're kind of part of that new era between the two programs?
I try not to put too much thought into that. I'm here and I'm focused on Ohio State and us getting better as a team.
Cam, when it comes to looking at Indiana and kind of they haven't put up the best numbers in terms of three-point defense. When you look at kind of the shooting percentage allowed in terms of defending the three, does that kind of give you confidence going forward, kind of confidence in maybe pulling up more than you're used to?
Nah, to be quite honest, I don't really look at stats like that. I just take what the defense gives me. If they're like playing all up on me, then I know I'm gonna get to like a fake or a jab step to get to my shot. And if it's just a bad closeout, then I'm gonna just shoot it. So I don't really look into all that. I just take what they're giving me, see how they're playing. Kata and JT off drives and CJ off drives, and then I usually just go from there. That's pretty much it.
When it comes to, they did a better job defending the three against Purdue. If you watch that film, what did you see in their three-point defense that may have been different from games past?
They're just, when they make it a priority, you can see it just by watching. That's what they've been focusing on in practice. That's what their coach is telling them to do, and you can definitely hear it. In the game. Every time I come down the court, find a shooter. If Kata or JT drives, like I said, they don't help off me. So I usually just tell Kata, like, if you on the wing and I'm on your side, just drive it towards me, because my man's not gonna leave. So, like, it's pretty much tenfold how I read it.
Cam. What's that? Yeah, one. Yeah. Cam, Coach mentioned how when you win and win, sometimes it's okay to, lose a game. So, I mean, with you guys as players, what was the biggest thing you took in the off day after the Penn State loss?
We got a even bigger target on our back, And in addition to us, having Ohio State now that, we're defying expectations, we're going to get team's best punch. And, we have to stay ready for that every single possession, not just every game, every possession. We're going to get every team's best, and we know that, and I feel like we're pretty much prepared for it.
Musa, I just wonder, I remember earlier in the season when you had a big sort of breakout game, I asked you like what you'd be doing if you were still in high school, and you're basically halfway through the year and your birthday's coming up. Has it set in at all, or do you feel any differently about just being adapted to college and continuing to, I guess be part of that new chapter in your life as opposed to where you could be right now?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a normal college kid, like just one of the freshmen on the team. Pretty much every day I get like people clown on me because I'm still 17 and I can't sign my own papers and stuff like that, and my mom has to come up here and sign papers, but they can't say that this Saturday, so it's cool.
And I wonder, sitting next to Cam there, as the season has gone on, I know like late in games, coaches sub you guys offense, defense at times, and that obviously shows that you've proven something to him if he's subbing out a fifth-year senior for you. What has that done for your confidence to know that there are situations where they're going to play you, especially in a tight game late?
It just keeps me ready. If I'm sitting there and I see the game get close, like, it's not just like, all right, well, let's see what the other guys do. Like, I'm on the bench, like, keeping my mind in the game and staying prepared to go in at any second.
You talked a lot after that one game that we did talk to you about how your athleticism has allowed you to just do some things at this level. How hard is it to turn that athleticism into production?
You just got to figure out different angles, and you just got to know the game at this level a lot better, and that's something that I'm learning every day in practice.
So, you've sort of had you started off the year starting every couple of games, and now you're mostly coming off the bench. In your time, sort of doing both, what have you found has been the main difference between when you're coming into the game as a starter versus coming off the bench, late in games?
A lot of it is, the coaches talk to me about bringing like a big energy boost on the defensive end. That's usually whenever I get in, like if the game starts off slow defensively, then I'm in there to lock up whoever is on fire, stuff like that. So that's pretty much my main focus whenever I'm coming off the bench.
I assume you still talk to high school friends, people that are, what's that like, following up on Adam's question, just you're here in college, you're playing college ball for a Big Ten team, a bunch of your friends are still back in high school, and people that you would have graduated with. What's that like for you at this point?
I actually went home this past weekend, and I was hanging out with some of my buddies, and at first it's kind of awkward because you don't really have much to talk about. They're still in high school and you're living a different life. But as things kept on going, I'm just a normal kid just like they are. So it's fun. Thank you.